All right, guys, in this episode, Craig Douglas is going to talk about presenting the firearm in a crowded space.
Hey guys, Craig Douglas here with ShivWorks on Trigger Time TV to talk to you today about drawing your gun when you're truly in crowded space. So here I am in open space, but you know what? I may very well have people around me when I need to present my handgun, like that. So it's doubtful that your defensive shooting is going to be on a range. There may very well be people who are close, who are around you, people maybe possibly that you care about, that you don't want to point a gun at. So the question is, can you draw your gun in truly crowded space and not point a gun at someone that you shouldn't point a gun at? So I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. If you're a strong side hip carrier, and your line of presentation is essentially a vertical line that starts from the holster, stops at a certain level, and then proceeds to drive out to the target to your sights. Here's what we're going to do with the vertical line of presentation. We're going to flag our thumb from the strong side hip carry, and we're going to make sure as the gun travels through the vertical line of presentation that that flagged thumb is in contact with my torso as this drives up to the stop point. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my forearm and my hand are neutral and my wrist is not broken to the outside or to the inside. So we see a lot of guys drawing guns from the strong side hip carry where they float the gun away from the body, and we see guys get flagged like that. So having the gun indexed against the torso just like so as it travels through the vertical line of presentation, and also making sure that the hand and forearm are neutral keeps the muzzle inboard of my hips. So I should, if Mike is somebody I care about, which I do, I should be able to draw this gun from the strong side hip and never point that pistol at it. Another common place where we see people behind you getting flagged on a reholster is when we see people who miss the holster and then in an attempt to feed the muzzle in, break the wrist. Now what's happening? Mike, the other Mike, Big Mike back here, is getting a muzzle pointed at him. So if you miss the holster, the solution to that essentially is not to break the wrist and feed it in. What we want to do is lift our elbow up and put the gun away properly so the muzzle stays down. And from the appendix carry, we see a lot of support side flagging where a person will break their wrist and do something like that and flag people to the support side. When you draw the gun from appendix, okay, we need to keep that muzzle always on the target, just like so. Now, when reholstering an appendix, we do see a lot of support side flagging here where when a guy goes to put the gun away and clears the cover garment behind the muzzle, the next thing we see him doing is he'll keep the gun vertical just like so and then kind of turn the muzzle this way, and this is where we see guys to the support side get flagged. So here's how I want you to think about reholstering on appendix. Retract the pistol, you're going to turn so your hand is palm down. That way your wrist bends normally, nobody gets a gun pointed at them, and you can put the gun away. So this is much more efficient here to turn the gun palm down than to try and break your wrist outboard to feed the muzzle in. Guys, it's doubtful, again, that you're going to get into a shooting on a range. You may very well have people to the left of you, to the right of you, people you care about, people maybe you don't care about, but you still don't need to point a gun at. The question is, can you draw that gun in a confined, crowded space, engage that adversary, and still be safe, okay? This is a skill that you can practice with blue guns, with airsoft, or whatever. You don't need a range to do this. The SIRT pistols with the visible laser indicators, those work real well too. But either way, think about how you're drawing your gun. I'm Craig Douglas. This is Trigger Time. Thanks for watching.